right now, because I was very confused about this market, is I'm going to bring up my 4 panelists. These 4 agents collectively have over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of duels on the books. We're going to ask them your toughest questions about why either you are or are not in the market. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Keith Sharples, Leslie Piper Sharples, Aaron Bennett, and Annie DeLeon. If you have a question. I think they're in line. So I've got some of my own questions and I want to take your questions. Can someone help me get this down? Is this in the way? Okay, right.
This would be beauties and feet.
So I lean on these 4 folks a ton. When I wrote my CE class, I knew nothing about this market. I still don't know that much. I know more because of them and hearing their experiences. And I was most intrigued with how they got in the market and why they stay in it. So first of all, I want to ask each of you what your biggest concern was about getting into this market. What were you the most nervous about? Do we have a microphone up there? Right here. And go ahead and start. Oh, and go ahead.
One of my biggest concerns was how to retain the business. Of course, because they can change month to month to month to month. Also, I had a concern, safety issue. I'm in St. Louis, and I go into the inner cities, and to try and figure out the best time of day, night, safety issues as a woman, and where would be the best time to go in.
So how did you figure out your retention and your safety?
Okay, retention, you spend a lot of time touching these clients. You cannot sell them and ignore them because you will lose them. There are people that go after them constantly, and you have to realize that, I'll give you an example. I have a client that has been changed 3 times this year because he has no idea. He has been telemarketed and switched, did not understand it, and called me. And he has had somebody door knock him, and I won't even mention the other 2 companies. He has been switched, and I have had to switch him 3 times this year. And God love him, and he's been my client for 3 years. And it just happens. You have to have an incredible amount of patience to be in this marketplace. And if you don't get in. You have to have a love for this marketplace also. So I touch these clients. I spend time with these clients. It's different than my other marketplace. But if you do, you get an incredible amount of referrals. And it's a really self-satisfying market.
Great. Aaron?
Probably my biggest fear was making sure I served them properly. So many of them see multiple doctors with multiple prescriptions that are maybe overlapping, and they don't realize some of their health concerns may be able to be addressed in one doctor or in one person, to where they feel they need to go see multiple people. They need to go to the emergency room versus a regular doctor or to the urgent care. So it's making sure I serve them properly and help them get their questions answered, and to make sure they understood what they had. Because a lot of times, like Annie said, is they will say, sign up for 4 different plans in a year because they think this next plan is going to be better or serve them better. So it's making sure they understand what they have and keeping them in that plan. And I have the same issues. I have ladies who will probably call me at least twice a year to say, oh, I think I did something dumb. I think I signed up for something else. I'm not sure. Can you check?
And there's a sticker.
Keith, would you mind coming in? Go ahead.
Well, one of the things I had to get over was I've been in the insurance business for 22 years. I always learned
that you don't waste your time on customers who have no money. And that was a mindset that I had to get over because, yeah, they've got no money, but it still works out. Like we said, they are the most needy from a health standpoint, most appreciative from just any help that you can give them. It's a wonderfully rewarding area.
Well, I was new to insurance period last year, and so when they told me, for DSNP, you have to do another step. You have to call, and you have to make sure they qualify. So I'm thinking, okay, all right, we'll do that. But it turned out to be a really seamless process, and I love the process. Humana has a phone number, Anthem has a phone number that you can use, and the clients actually kind of like that. It was interesting. I wasn't sure how they would respond when I told them, well, I have to call and make sure you qualify. They kind of like that when I call and then I tell them, oh, well, you qualified. They go, oh, good, I qualify? All right. It's an added piece for them. It's something you have to do for your applications, but the customers actually kind of like it.
So that's interesting. My biggest concern, because there's so many different layers of Medicaid, and there's no possible chance I'm ever going to learn them, nor do I want to learn them. Keith said something to me many months ago that just stuck. I will never be a Medicaid expert. That's not my job. Whew, thank God. So, but how do you know if they're going to qualify? And that's what Leslie's referencing. Anthem and Humana have awesome verification lines.
So does United Healthcare.
So does United Healthcare. And typically they want their name, their address, their social security number, date of birth, and they can tell you over the phone yes or no. So that takes away a lot of that confusion for all of us. Are they a dual? Can I get them into this program? I don't want to waste my time and do an application. Or if you can qualify them before you get there, if they're not going to qualify.
Can I mention one more thing? And I don't think I need a microphone. One of the things that really concerned me that I mentioned earlier was you've got this whole new language. We already have to learn all the details of the Medicare market. Now you got to learn about full benefit dual eligibles and LIS and SLIMB and PPE and all of that. And it just seemed like it's piling more stuff in an already filled rucksack. So, but as you wade into it, it gets much more manageable. And the companies have really good training sessions that if you're not going to the Humana boot camps or the marketing boot camps, you'll really be better for doing it.
So what would you guys say that you hear most often from your clients as a reason not to enroll? Because I've heard that clients get skeptical, right? Because if a dual they're already on Medicaid.
They don't like referrals. If we're having to go to see a specialist, they're absolutely terrified. It's HMO, they don't want it. That's the number one thing that I.
So how do you combat that?
With all of the different benefits that you get, it's so far outweighs it. And the fact is that it's time that their primary takes a look at it, and that it's a good thing for them because they've got all these meds and they're sick and that they need this. And I explained to them that instead of having all these doctors that don't know what's going on, that this is time for the primary to take charge.
Okay.
And I just sit down with them and have a conversation and say, listen, you do this. It's time to do this.
Keith?
Yeah, I think the big thing that I run into is, Medicaid works great. Why fix it if it ain't broke? Well, and we talk about how do you beat zero? You just the way you entice somebody into a Medicare Advantage plan for dual is by giving them more zeros. You're not going to make the health piece significantly better, but it's all the extra stuff. We're trying to make your Medicaid better.
And that was a big key that they said to me in several meetings is, we're not selling you anything, we're making your Medicaid better. And I don't remember which one of you said that, but I wrote that down. That made sense to me. Because a lot of these people are like, hey, I don't want to screw up my Medicaid. I am happy. I don't screw anything, don't take anything away. Like, we're not taking anything away. We're just gonna make it better. Either one of you want to chime in on that?
Probably the biggest thing that people will say to me is, I don't want to lose my Medicaid. How do I know this isn't going to make me lose my Medicaid? And I always explain to them, this is built on a chassis with Medicare and Medicaid to help improve your benefits. But if for any reason you're not happy because you are dual, you do have that possibility to go back to where we had you. But let's kick the wheels. 60, 90 days, always trying to say 90 days to get out of that rapid disenrollment. But I always say, let's kick the wheels, let's give it a try. I'm here to help you. Call me when you have questions. Call me when you get your booklet so we can get your over-the-counter. Again, selling on the extra benefits. But I also tell them they're no longer sitting in a clinic to where they have to wait, they have to get there at 8 in the morning so they can be called by noon. They can schedule a doctor's appointment now because they now have a network of doctors to use. So there are, their fear is losing what they have, and you just have to reassure them and give them the confidence in yourself and the plan that they will be taken care of, and then be there when they call.
What are some of the biggest mistakes you guys have made that as seasoned dual SNP experts would want to share your wisdom with those who've never done it?
I found out early on that a couple of things. A lot of clients will have SSI instead of Social Security and not even know it. You have to, before you even go there, you have to ask them, do you have a red, white, and blue card? Do you have Social Security or do you have SSI? Because they're in lower income, so they may not even qualify. You have to find out before you drive an hour out there that they qualify. The other thing is once you get them enrolled, you have to remind them, and this has been a big problem that I had early on, that every year they're going to get a letter from Medicaid that they have to fill out and sign at the bottom so that their Medicaid doesn't go away. And trust me, I have had so many people get disenrolled because they just didn't get the letter or they threw away the letter. If they don't sign that form every year, then their Medicaid doesn't automatically become renewed. And so you have to remind them. Otherwise, they have to reapply for Medicaid, and it goes more than 90 days, and they get disenrolled. And it's a big problem.
So just being proactive, just knowing exactly when to keep an eye out, call beforehand.
In my process of every
Yep.
single sale, and
Yep.
I remind them.
Yep. Leslie?
One thing that I learned, like I said, again, I was new last year, so when I approached the DSNP clients at first, I thought it was going to be like every other client, but they are not. They're kind of afraid of us. They're kind of afraid of anyone. You talked about so many people are trying to get them on so many different plans.
A real lack of trust.
Yeah, so they are a little bit leery. So you really have to work on that relationship with them, and you have to be willing to spend time, a little bit more time, but it's going to pay off. And referrals, they love to refer you. They have a network. They have a network of people that, it seems like they may not be real social, but you're laughing, yeah, your food pantry,
Oh,
Yeah, so it's building that relationship and slowly approaching them because they're very apprehensive.
I'm the president of the board of directors of a shelter and a food pantry, and I've seen so many reps come in and just think they're gonna sell things and being kicked right out of our shelter and kicked right out of our food pantry, and then such schmucks. If you think you're gonna walk into a food pantry or walk into a shelter and sell, you are sadly mistaken.
Put on your work clothes, start filling shelves.
If you think that you're just gonna be a top sales rep in the DSNP market and not volunteer and not do something, then just go buy leads.
Why do you guys love this market? You guys are all very successful. Why do you love it? Why do you keep doing it?
It's my heart. Yeah, it's very, very satisfying. It's hard to explain.
My customers, everybody needs insurance, but these people need help. They need help getting their insurance. They need help getting to the doctor. There are so many things that they are just really strong, and they're so thankful.
Tell them about your glasses, your lady from the food pantry with the glasses.
I met a lady and I helped her. When I first met her, she was not feeling good that day. She was kind of disheveled. Her teeth, she had a problem with her teeth, and she had old glasses on, and she was having trouble keep pushing them up. And so we started talking, and I got her signed up, and I saw her a few weeks later, or a couple months later, at the grocery store. And her teeth were fixed, and she had her hair all done, and she was feeling better. She did to the doctor. I had to help her get her doctor. She had a little bit of a struggle just getting things together. But she had her new glasses on, and she said, "Oh, I just my new glasses. They're pink. I just love them. They're pink." And it changed her life.
Because there is vision built in. There is dental built in. Some up to $3,000 a year, which includes dentures. So you're not going to see better benefits on any MA plan like you're seeing in the dual market. Keith, do you want to add in why you love this?
I would just say that when you have, and you see this sometimes with the senior market, but when you have somebody say, hey, I pray to God that He would send me somebody that would help me at this stage of my life, and I need some help, and then He sends you. That's hard.
You're right there.
And then you're hooked.
You're
When somebody
hooked.
says, I bless you, Miss Sandy, I bless you. It's a feeling that, is worth more than 240 bucks. It's like you go home at night and say, not only did I make some money today, but I did a good job. I did something right for somebody.
This market is amazing. When I started the food pantry, I was that person who got, I'm going to write a bunch of this. And they were not that nice to me. And then I came back the next week, and they said, wow, you came back. I said, well, I told you I'd come back. And by the third time, I realized I had so much fun talking to these people that I looked forward to it all week. Like, well, I leave the office, gotta go to the food pantry. And the people that I met and at night, it was like a drug. Like, this is cool. You guys have questions. I'm out of time. Your lunch is ready. So we have breakout sessions for this market. I'm going to bring Randy up real fast. Ask them. Send me your questions. If you have hard DSNP questions, we'll answer those. This is a market, if you are not actively in, you need to get in.